Hey everyone, Solomon here. Just gonna go over this game against Singer, second move in a day before I go to class. So last move he played was M17. Pretty normal, though maybe it's a bit aggressive because Black isn't really strong in this area, so it threw me off a bit. But at the same time, maybe it was a bit unreasonable to just expect him to play like this because the top looks more interesting for me after getting to play K16 or something. So I should have expected a move like this, I guess. And I need to stop saying I guess a lot. So there's several moves I can consider. The most obvious move is just invading the corner. But if we play out this Joseki, and then Black plays here, you can see that E15 has become very inefficient. It's not doing anything because the purpose of this move is to try and build influence at the expense of territory, but it's hard. It's really hard to build influence when Black gets both J17 and D10. So it's already kind of surrounded from far away, and it's really hard to cultivate anything in the center or the top in this situation. So this is no good for me. So the move I definitely need to consider is this one space jump. There's several moves I can consider after this. I can consider counter pincering like this, or I can consider this move, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. You know, this Joseki. But when I usually play games where I'm white and my opponent plays a one space pincer like this, I actually play this move a lot. It's something I read in a book a long time ago. I think the book said it was a trick play, but I don't really agree with what the book said. I mean, even though it was in a book, I don't think it's really a trick play because if you look up this move in a database, you can find quite a handful of pros played it. Especially a pro who goes by what was his name? Omian 9P from Japan, though I think he's actually Taiwanese. So this move is actually quite interesting, and it's actually, there's a lot of variation similar to the situation down here, which, I mean, we didn't end up going through the complicated variations, but there's a lot of variations that could happen here, and there's tons of ways Black could respond. He could respond just as he normally would with this move. He could respond with this move. He can consider just extending out with this stone. He can consider, there's tons of moves that Black can consider, and there's lots of variations. So what's the ideal situation regarding this move? Well, I showed this Joseki earlier, right? And we it's considered Joseki, but note that N16 is a move that's really big. Oops, later on for Black. And for me to cover it instantly is a bit slow, so it's something I need to take care of later, but not immediately. But it is a weakness that I really want to take care of. So what this move, one of the variations behind this move is that it allows the weakness to be taken care of because I get this move. You know, and Black has to respond with this. So this is just one of many variations, and this is kind of the ideal situation for white. And if this does happen, then it is better than the Joseki I showed earlier because there is no weakness at N16, and I still get the same thickness pretty much as in the previous Joseki. But I mean, that's just one of many variations. There's also situations where Black can consider extending out like this or like this, in which case then I get to make this move, which puts a lot of pressure on Q16. So basically the gist is if black responds, it will move in this way in this area. I'm gonna respond in this area, and if black responds in this area, I'm gonna respond in this area. That's the gist of it. But as I said many times already, there's a ton of variations, so I know a good handful of them just because I've had a chance to play it a good amount of times, both online and in tournaments, especially in handicap games. So yeah, let's just see what happens. Thank you.